Diane in Denmark here. Let me just get the timer started. We don't want to be here all day. I'm quite excited today because I'm starting a new series today about the Getting Things Done system. I know a lot of you have asked about the Getting Things Done system and how I fit it in with Flylady. Excuse me, frog my throat. So that's what we're going to be working on, and I know you very well. I know you will kind of binge watch things. So we're going to take it just like the Flylady's 31 baby steps. We're going to take it step by step because, as I've told you before, you can, like with the Flylady's system, you can kind of pick and choose and jump in and do little bits of it, and that's great. You'll get results. You'll get results from doing anything from it, but unless you kind of take it slowly and you kind of join up everything, you won't get like the really wow impact from it. And it's the same with the Getting Things Done system. So what is Getting Things Done and why will it work for you? Well, to go right back, I was a Flylady mentor. You've probably seen my videos as Flylady Diane. And the reason for the name change, because I know a lot of you have been away from the summer and have come back. The Flylady premium mentors were asked to change their name from, like Flylady Diane to something else because it was confusing people. So it's only like Flylady who is called, Flylady these days. And as I was stopping mentoring, I'm an introvert, so the one-on-one mentoring is scary for me. I'm much better mentoring from behind the camera. I decided that as I was leaving Flylady Premium, I would just go back to the name that I've been using, which I've been using for blogging and all different things. So my name is Diane in Denmark. So anyway, that's the reason for the name change. And Melissa, Flylady Melissa, she was known at the time, she put me onto the Getting Things Done system. And it was a real eye-opener for me because I've been using Flylady, as you know, for 12 years. And, when I started working, gosh, back in 1989, I was working for the managing director of a woolen merchants in Edinburgh. And then I went on to, I've had a really high-powered career, fantastic job, working as the personal assistant to the British judge of the European Court of Justice. And, I am a trained secretary, I was doing translating, so I was very organised at work, but not with home life, as you know. That's why I found Flylady. But if only I'd had the Getting Things Done system, I would have been flying even higher. And anyway, I found Getting Things Done thanks to Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. And this is how I use Getting Things Done along with Flylady. So anyway, to get into it, all this ramble, but I just want you to know that it works really well with Flylady. It goes hand in hand with Flylady. And like any of these organisational things, there's nothing new under the sun. It's common sense, and this will become apparent to you. But sometimes we just need to see it in action. And this is, as I've said before, this is the whole purpose of my channel to you, is not to tell you how to do things, but to show you that it can be done, how easily it can be done, and hopefully make it a bit fun for you. So we're going to start with the Getting Things Done system, and all you have to do today is just get a piece of paper and a pencil. That is it. We're not going out and finding notebooks and Excel arc on the computer. You don't need to do that. All you need to do, I've got this old jotter of my daughter's, it's got paper in it. That's all you need. So the first step, all you've got to do today and for the next couple of days, I want you to, every time you have a thought in your head, be it I'll give you a few examples. I'll show you where we're just kind of dumping our brain onto the piece of paper. All right, so We're in the kitchen zone this week, and when I unloaded the dishwasher this morning, I noticed that the dishwasher had that little S thing and it said dishwasher salt. So I actually wrote it on my list for R&D, but let's just pretend that I'm not that organised. So I write down dishwasher salt, right? So that's just one thing going through my head. My son is having a party here at home, house full of teenagers, at the weekend. So my son's party, that's in my head, you know, lights, music, action, drink, food. So that's going in my head. We are going to be starting Christmas cruising soon in October with the Flylady. So that's kind of in the back of my mind at the moment. What else is in my head at the moment? Oh yeah, I've got another idea for a video series here. So I won't say what that is, but that's in my head at the moment. Oh, the apples need picked up in the garden because our apple trees are just, you know, every time I look the other way, whew, there's like 100 apples on the lawn. So that's in my head at the moment. So just anytime you have a thought today, whether it is, I don't know, the cat's claws needs clipping, or your son needs new football boots, or oh, you need to get a haircut, or oh gosh, what did I do about that insurance piece of paper, or oh, I really must speak to my significant other because there's a problem with the roof. Any thought that you have today, just, you know, take your pencil and your piece of paper and just write it down. Don't do anything else. Just every time you have a thought, get it out of your head and put it onto the paper. All right, we're not doing anything else. We're not doing the next stage. We're just getting everything out of our heads onto the paper. And it's the same if you can keep this piece of paper with you, you know, maybe not a big huge jotter, but if you're going around the house, you know, I like those little kind of tiny notebooks, and I can just pop them in the pocket of my jeans. Anytime you have a thought, write it down. If you want to go ahead, you know, if you're into doing it on your telephone, do that. The reason I do it on I don't use my telephone to do these things is because if I look at my telephone, then I'm sucked into that black hole that is the internet. You know, I've told you that before, and like I really have to set a timer before I start checking notifications because, oh, this has happened and that has happened, and then I've lost the plot again, and we don't want that happening. So that's why I'm, you know, analog, using pencil and paper. So anyway, that's all you have to do for today, and we'll get to the next stage when you've done that, and what else was I going to say about oh yeah, there is nothing kind of hocus pocus about getting things done system or the Flylady systems. As I've said to you before, you know, there's nothing new under the sun. It's just good common sense. And if you know anything about the manufacturing process, which is called lean, I believe it was Toyota, I need to check that up. I think it was the Toyota car company. They came up with a system of keeping things at hand that you need and putting things into routines, like Flylady, putting things into schedules, routines, in order to save time, money, energy. And that's the same thing with getting things done. So all these things, the KonMari method is the same, you know, that it's all basically, if you boil it down, it all comes to the same things. We're just putting things into routines and organising them. And getting things done, I like to think of it as it's the way that we organise our thoughts, all those thoughts that are tumbling around in our heads, especially if you're a fly baby, because we're very creative and we're great procrastinators and we've got a lot going on in our heads. And once we kind of harness the power of that, we can really get a lot of things done, but it's getting it organised out of our heads and onto the paper. That's the first part. So anyway, I am going to get on with my routine. Just as a little side note, hope you noticed my fancy nails today. If you saw my video, I think it was on Friday, or was it Thursday? I shared what I got at the clothes swap party, and this was a nail varnish that somebody else wasn't using, so I have just been putting it on. And I've told you before, it only takes 5 or 10 minutes to put your nail varnish on, and because I was going to be sitting here for 10 minutes talking to you, I thought, well, at least I could get my nails dry. So there we are. And listen, please feel free to join us on Instagram. We've got a really fantastic community. I checked this morning, and you know what, there's 7,000 people, okay, now I'm getting a bit to you, who have subscribed to my channel. Gosh, oh dear, what's all this? Anyway, I just want to say thank you for that. It's fantastic. And if you join us on Instagram, it's hashtag Diane in Denmark, like the name of the channel here. If you go and have a look, everybody has been so helpful to each other and supporting each other, and you can see that, you know, I'm just the same as you. I'm a fly baby. You know, I've learned how to organize myself at home using the system, but I have struggles just like you, and we're all in the same boat, and we're on this journey together. And if you look on Instagram, you can see us posting, you know, outfit for the day, what we're having for dinner. We're having ketchup chicken today. What we've been decluttering, and just where you are in the world. It's really fun to see people, you know, we've got fly babies and in Germany and in Metz in France, very close to my heart. So anyway, come and join us on Instagram if you want to have some picture fun. The great thing about Instagram and not YouTube is that it's all photos. It's photos and pictures, so we can motivate each other, especially if you're a visual learner. You know, you'll see me with my shiny sink and my new tea towels every day. And also, it's not like Facebook where we're getting into comments, and it's just a quick picture, and you know, you can, you know, heart somebody else's picture, but you don't need to get into you know, we're not spending a lot of time wasting time on it. You know, it's just a visual thing. You can see somebody else has used some boxes to organize their toys, and it just gives you the idea as well. And you know, we just motivate each other. Anyway, that is enough for today. I need to get on and get some things done. So that's it for me, Diane in Denmark. See you tomorrow for the next stage in the process. But for today, just make sure every time you have a thought, write it down on paper, and that's it. You know, it doesn't need to be organized in any particular way. Just get the thoughts out of your head and down onto paper. Right, that's it. Live long and prosper. Hooray! I made another video that was less than the golden 15 minutes, and I shall see you very soon. Bye for now. Oh, and I'll see you on Instagram later today. Bye for now.